What's up, YouTube? It's me, JT from Scrubs Unite. I'm here to give you a Counter Fairy deck profile. I just kind of like the deck. I just decided to build it, and I kind of built it to beat spirals mostly and pendulums. So that's kind of what's dominant right now. So triple Artemis. This card is like, you need this card first turn. It basically, anytime you activate a counter trap, you can draw a card. And it's like super important, becomes your draw power, everything. It is just really good. And there's multiple ways to bring it out as well. So, triple Ariadne, this card is super important. Having this in the pendulum scale and then this on your board is so important first turn. So Ariadne basically says, in the pendulum scale, it says you don't have to pay life points or discard anything to activate counter trap cards. And when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, reveal 3 counter traps from your deck. Your opponent chooses one, and you add to your hand, and then shuffle the rest back into your deck. That's really good. At least it's not like 10k and they go to the graveyard. This deck would be horrible. Then 2 Barrier Statue of the Heavens. This card is like really good against spirals. It basically just says you can only special summon light monsters. And that's really good because I don't think spirals have any light monsters. So, except, I think Sleeper's one. I think Sleeper's a light monster. That's about it. But, another Ties of the Brethren target. 2 Lusters. This card's like really busted because, say you start with him, and then you have Ariadne as well. It's basically another Ariadne and a counter trap. So, that's really good. It's probably one of the better openings, and I'm glad this card's back at 2. I don't think I'd ever move it up to 3 unless I really felt like I needed to turbo through the deck really fast. Or if I decided to play Wavering Eyes so I could add more Lusters and more Ariadnes. But those are the only pendulums I played. I might play Eccentric later in a different build. 2 Ryo, just for more stun. This card says you can't add cards, and, it becomes a solemn warning, so it's really good. What some people do forget is that it is a solemn warning, and then they'll pendulum summon and you can just negate it with Thunder King Ryo. And then Double Radiance. Banisher of the Radiance is like really good, and I was actually intending not to play this card in this deck. And then I saw like some people talk about how you can Banisher with like a couple other cards on the deck and they get banished instead. So it's really good. So I do recommend playing 2 Banisher. Also, it is light. All your monsters are light, so because Honest becomes live, like super much. Also, the only card in any deck right now, or in Spirals, that can beat over Banisher, Thunder King Ryo, and your statue, are the Agent. The Agent is the only one that can beat over that's normal summonable. And, being able to stop that is really good with Honest, so. But that's all the monsters. I don't know how many monsters there are. There's quite a bit, honestly. Most of them are normal summonable or the Ties of the Brethren targets. Ties of the Brethren is really good, in my opinion. I was thinking about playing Demise instead. If you guys want the Demise build, make sure to thumbs up this video as well. So, give this video a huge thumbs up. Ties of the Brethren is really good. You just target... You have 3 targets in this deck. You have your Honest, and you have your Statue, and you have your Bountiful Artemis. These 3 targets, basically, if you Ties of the Brethren, any of them, they bring out Artemis, and they bring out Honest, and they bring out the Statue. So you have stun, you have your draw power, and then you have backup. So, which is really, really good. So, also 3 potted dualities. This is just to make sure. This is just to add like counter traps. If you already have like Ariadne and your one thing on the board, Ariadne and Artemis. If you already have those 2 on the board, you can potted duality and get any of the counter traps you need. And then 1 Mage Power, and then 1 Moon Mirror Shield. These cards are okay. Sometimes I prefer this over this, and sometimes I prefer this over this. It's kind of whatever you want. So they do take up spots. That's why I'm only playing 1, because Pendulum's got nerfed. And then 1 Dark Wolf. It would be a Raigeki, but I don't have one. So. And then I played, this is the most important part of the deck, the counter traps. So, triple of your Solemn Strikes, and then a warning. Basically free negates if with Ariadne on the board. There are some times where I don't have Ariadne, and these are still really good. So, and yeah, I'll pay like 3,000 life points to activate them, but it's okay. Triple Drastic Drop-Off. This card is pretty busted. With Banish of the Radiance, this basically comes, I will banish anything that you add to your hand. And then Triple Ultimate Providence. This card's really good. Negates anything, straight up, just negates anything. Spells, traps, and monster effects. And then 2 Curse of the Forbidden Spell. I was thinking about putting this card for 3, because Pendulums and Machine Duplication and Double Summon. I know those are the most important spells from Spirals, are Machine Dupe and Double Summon. So, you know, negating those and then making sure that they can't use any more is definitely useful. And then just 2 Storm Mirror Forces as the last traps. There's not really much to say. It's just a battle trap. I was gonna play. You could play any Mirror Forces, but this is probably the best one in this format. So definitely the best thing. I personally think it's better than Drowning and Quaking right now. So for the extra deck, it's honestly not too exciting. The Luster targets, the Dinoster and the Ignister. I think I made this once. You can make this and then pop your Ariadne to bounce something, not targeting. But other than that, it's honestly not that impressive in my opinion. So this also protects your Pendulum Scales from like Wavering Eyes, so that's really good. Dweller, Castell, Diamond Dyer, and Bujintai Tsukiyomi. Tsukiyomi is probably the only one I've actually ever made. The draw Floodgates and outs the cards. So, but thank you all for watching. This is JT from Scrubs Unite. Make sure to like and subscribe this video. Join the Scrub Army. And this is JT signing out.